Welcome to Barcelona. It's time for the FUT Champs Cup for the first time, the FIFA E-World Cup, the first event of the new FIFA 18 season. It's January and we're all about to get going again. You know you're in the right place because there's cushions. So hopefully you enjoy the vlog. Do make sure that you drop the video a like if you do enjoy, and subscribe to the channel too for more. I'm going to be bringing out my own FUT content soon as well, as mentioned in previous videos, but looking forward to an incredible tournament over the next 48 hours. 128 people will be whittled down to just the two for the final. I believe the winner will get $22,000. I think there's a $200,000 or $250,000 prize pool total, and the winner takes home $22K. So there's a lot of very, very good FIFA players at this tournament. There's a number of people that could come out on top, but as we've seen from the qualification months and FUT Champions, it's just completely wide open. There have been a number of people that have gone 40-0 multiple times, but how they get on the professional stage for the first time, we will wait and see. So here we are then in the arena in Barcelona, ready to get going for the FIFA 18 FUT Champions Cup. You can see everybody's behind me, split into two groups of PlayStation and Xbox, and 128 that start will be whittled down over the next 48 hours into just the final two who will progress through to the next competitive event. Now, there are a lot of people that are edging towards people like Kurt and maybe even FaZe TAS. Of course, TAS now signed with the FaZe clan, but there might be a couple of surprises. We will wait and see what the gameplay is actually like. There should be some incredibly high-scoring games, some very entertaining gameplay, and hopefully a little bit of controversy. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe the odd shoddy goal. There's apparently been some, not necessarily, what's the word? Not necessarily any fisticuffs, but there have been some heated tensions already on day one before anything's even kicked off. So this is going to be a real treat. So the first games have gotten underway. We are 2 or 3 games in now. It's a round of 64, so 128 people competing to start off with. You play 7 games. Everybody plays 7 games. If you win 4, you're through. If you lose 4, you're out. But regardless, if you go 4-0 to start off with, the full 7 games obviously have to be played. In theory, we could end up with one person that goes 7-0 throughout the entirety of the round of 64, which would be fantastic. Obviously put themselves up as the favourite for the tournament if they were able to do that. We've had some big scorelines already, some really big scorelines actually. There's been a lot of goals, as you might well expect. The quality of football has been very, very high. We've had a couple of rage quits already. FUTWIZ Honey Badger was 11-3 up, I think, on aggregate against someone. And he got so annoyed that he brought on 3 bronze players and then rage quit and now avoided talking to him. So I mentioned there might have been some, or there might be some controversy, and there isn't necessarily controversy yet, but there are definitely high tensions running through. After this round of 64, we move to obviously to the round of 32, where it's just a one double-legged tie between each player, and then that should be all of the games we get done here in day number 1. But the games are ongoing, so I'm going to go back and see how everyone's getting on. Everyone's chilling, playing their games. Commentators are going on with the stream, and then you've got Frank over here who's just having a little bit of a dance on top of the stage. Go on, Frank. Back in the hotel room after day number 1, a day that can be described as challenging, I believe, is probably the best word from an EA Sports side of things. Obviously, those of you that were watching the Twitch stream, etc., will be aware of some of the issues that were being had actually at the arena. We were supposed to get 7 games played, 7 double-legged ties played for the first opening round of 64. Unfortunately, due to quite literally a number of different things, PlayStation Network went down for 2 hours, which is completely out of EA's hands. There were a couple of issues at the beginning of the afternoon where certain consumables weren't showing in the club. Sorry, so that was one of the issues. And like I say, PlayStation Network went down for 2 hours or so, which really didn't help. And there was an issue on the Xbox side of things with invites not working properly. So they tried their absolute best to run things as smoothly as possible, and it just wasn't working for them. I feel so bad for the guys that were running it, because literally their competitive division, the guys that set this up, was a team of like 7 people. Everything that could have gone wrong was going wrong for them, and I really do feel for them, because it was a lose-lose situation as far as they were concerned. So obviously people on stream were a little bit frustrated. Some of the players in the arena were pretty frustrated, but it was just one of those things. The team that were there, the obviously ESPORTS team that were there from like 8 AM in the morning. We got there at like 11, and then we left at about 10 PM. So we'd been there like 11 hours. And they'd been there like 14, 15 by that point. And they, as far as I'm aware now, recording this at like 11:30, 12 o'clock, some of them are still there. So they've been there for like nearly, God knows how many hours by this point. They are working tirelessly to make sure that tomorrow and Sunday run smoothly. And I'm sure they will. So, of course, it's only the second season of esports in FIFA. And a lot of other games are 7, 8, 9 years down the line with regards to their esports. So it's part of the learning curve, frustrating as it is for us at this stage. It's only for the betterment in future years. After a really difficult, hard day of watching people play FIFA, you need a Mackey's, don't you? Coming into the arena on day 2, the big screen's been turned on up top. As you can see, they've got the live stream being played up on there. The commentators are here in front of me on a different booth today, more professional booth today. In the background, just through there, you can't quite see, but I'll scoot around and show you in a little bit. You've got Jimmy Conrad on the sofa with some varied guests throughout the weekend, and everyone is getting stuck in on day number 2. Everything has gone so much more smoothly today. They have had a couple of featured games up on the big screen as well, which has been good. So far, no real standout performer thus far. We're into, or about to head into round 4 on Xbox, and round 4 is currently being played on PlayStation on the far side. There are a few people 3-0 obviously, but no one's really dominating every single opponent to this point. We'll just have to wait and see how things develop through day number 2 before we head into day 3, and then the final tomorrow evening. We've been blessed with some sunshine on day 2. It's not the best weather, but I suppose in January you can't really ask for a bit more. Absolutely smacked it down yesterday. And as things progress through day 2, it's getting progressively more and more heated inside. EA Sports FIFA account just tweeted a little video, a little clip of Vitality Rocky losing a game, stood up, threw his controller on the floor and walked off in a huff. It's getting tense inside, very tense indeed. We've had the first 4-0s, the first few people to get qualified. Kurt is through, the self-proclaimed best FIFA player in the world. There have been a couple of others that are now 3-1. I know Aggie's 3-1 currently, and the Footwiz boys are going well. Footwiz Honey Badger is also 3-1. And Dubsy and Zelonius are both 2-2, at least they were when I was last inside. I'm trying my best to be impartial, but obviously as a good friend of the Footwiz owners, the team owners, I kind of want to see those boys do well. So it's nice to see Honey Badger come over from New Zealand and perform. They get a bit of stick, the guys from Oceania, the other side of the planet. They're like, oh, you know, you couldn't cut it in Europe. It's so much easier in that region, but he's holding his own and playing some really nice football too. So I'm going to head back inside and have a look at round number 5, and we'll find out who's going to qualify next. Behind that pillar is DJ Mario, obviously a Spanish YouTuber with a bajillion subs, and we kind of feel a little bit like a viewing gallery in a zoo, because the kids just keep lining up outside the window just to stare at him. Right, you join me back on day 3, and well, I'm getting, it's kind of vlogception, I'm getting...
Come on, man.
I'm in the middle of a piece here. You just can't get the staff these days. It's just outrageous. We are in the middle of day 3. It's all kicked off now. It's all knockout games today. Day 2 ended rather abruptly with the end of the Swiss round, so it was really late. And unfortunately, we just shot back to the hotel and fell straight asleep. So I haven't been able to update you since then. But the round of 32 is in progress. Unfortunately, Footwiz, Dubsy and Tiny Badger both went out in the round of 32. They've switched things around today. We've got this little section here which looks similar to yesterday, where they're playing some of the round of 32 games, just trying to catch up because we're behind schedule. And then I'll show you over there in a moment, but they've got the proper stage set up now for the latter rounds. I mentioned the Gorilla versus Cast game. We're playing it on stream and still got the little pieces being played out live to the audience, but it was 2-0 Gorilla, then 5-2 to Tass, and then back to 5-4, and that's just the first leg. So it is going to be an incredibly tense second leg, and that's just one game. Total at the tournament, there's like 950 games being played, so the fact that we're behind schedule isn't really too much of a surprise, to be honest. But I want to try and head over there now, get you a closer look amongst all of the various different laser lights, and hopefully we can see some exciting gameplay. TEKKZ has just beaten Kurt 5-0 in the second leg to win 5-1 to knock the self-proclaimed best player in FIFA out. Kurt threw a water bottle on the floor in frustration earlier on, and now on the stage, down here, preparing for potentially being on the stage for the final. It's FaZe versus Gorilla Leg 2. Currently 6-6 on aggregate in the 40th minute. Gorilla 2-1 up in the second leg after losing 5-4 in the first. Might be about to go 3-1 up, but doesn't over the bar. They are, Tass versus Gorilla. Half time about to power.
This has got to be game of the day so far.
Failed offside trap from #Ryan has just ended his tournament. TEKKZ goes 3-0 up in the second leg after a 0-0 first leg, 84th minute. Game over. The 16-year-old TEKKZ, his first ever tournament, and he is destroying everyone he plays. Last year it was Shells that came in as the unknown, got all the way to the final, and obviously then signed with Unilad. Shells 16, currently obviously unsigned, his first ever tournament, only just become old enough to even compete in the first place. And he's wiping the floor with anyone he plays. This is a quarter-final, send him through to the semis. And honestly, at the minute, I don't see any stopping him. Gorilla is currently down here. I believe he's 6 foot up in his quarter-final as well, so he'll be going through to the semis. I don't know whether TEKKZ and Spencer will match up, but we will. I have to double-check the bracket to make sure. We've got free kick if #Ryan to maybe be able to pull one back. But I think it's game over. 3 goals down, 4 minutes to go. And what a stunning free kick. He has pulled one back. That's what Lionel Messi does best. You don't see many free kicks taken direct, actually. A lot of the pros tend to pass it off and try and work it into the box, because free kicks can be quite unreliable. But that is a great set piece. If only he'd have been able to do that with 30 minutes to go, not 3, he might have stood a chance. All empty over on this side now. Round 32 done. Round of 16 done, quarterfinals done, semi-finals done. It's console final on Xbox. Up next, TEKKZ is the favourite, and hopefully he can get himself through. Seconds to go, Xbox final. TEKKZ just brought it back to 2-1, he's 5-3 up in aggregate. Just moments away from the final, listen up, the eyes on the red. TEKKZ swings it back, and there it is! TEKKZ through to the grand final. Just the PlayStation games to go before that final takes place. This is it. Grand final time. Boys are up there at the top of the stage. Both fully deserve the place there. And there's the really loud, annoying Spanish announcers again. Apologies if you can't hear me. Really, really hoping for a TEKKZ win. 2 minutes in, TEKKZ was a banger from 25 yards to TV Lionel Messi. Yes! The place just erupted. Yeah, that's the 3-0 TEKKZ inside the first half of leg 1. And again, another great defensive play. Win the ball back, half-time whistle goes. That could not have gone better for the young man. Okay, things are heating up now. Nicholas has just pulled two back in the 81st and 86th minute. Off the post. 3-2. The whole complexion of the game has changed. Texas defended incredibly up until the first goal went in. Little bit of a wobble since. Will it last? Final score in 11-1. 3-2 to Tex. That was intense. Who, at 16 years old, comes out in a grand final for $22,000 and pops it top bins from 25 yards for Lionel Messi after 2 minutes. Madness. The sheer balls on him. Outrageous. Well done to Nicholas for pulling it back though, from 3-0 down back to 3-2. Real game on our hands for leg 2. And genuinely, after the way the final 10 minutes went in that game, I cannot call it. 8 minutes, leg 2, 1-0 Tex, takes the lead again, 4-2 on aggregate.
Aplaude DHTEKKZ, aplaude el gran protagonista del fin de semana.
Just no fear, none.
Combinando con Thierry Henry, maravilla de Henry, pero la pierde. La vuelta
can't get off him.
Para el francés.
Somebody puts a tackle in, straight back to a tense player. Messi, from distance, good save.
A corner kick a favor de DHTEKKZ.
Header, goal! 3-0 up again. 22nd minute, 6-2 Tex on aggregate. 4-goal lead. What a header to the back post, in off the woodwork.
Al Olimpo de los dioses. La victoria que le lleva a levantar la mano a Leo Messi. Controla y marca Leo Messi.
Yeah, that's 6-1. Still 20 minutes to go yet, 9-3 on aggregate. We could be seeing double digits on aggregate. 1 more for good luck. Pulling out skill move. Oh, Ronaldo's in. McGeady spin and it ruins it. Oh, I can't believe it. He could have pulled that off. Final whistle goes. $22,000. $22,000 to 16-year-old Tex. Poacher from Roma straight up to congratulate him. They're good friends apparently. He's been coaching since Poacher went out. Congratulations to Nicholas for getting this far. Unfortunately for him, he just played the new king of FIFA eSports. DHTEKKZ, get used to the name. Might be hearing it a lot over the next few days, the next few weeks,
vaya gran final que hemos vivido
well.
aquí en el Palau Sant Jordi
Tex, my man,
con estos dos cracks y esa auténtica máquina revelación.
Give another round of applause, guys. First ever Champions Cup in Barcelona. Well done. What can I add to what you've just seen? Not much. When it comes to the best players in the world, you always find that commentators say, I've run out of superlatives to describe this fella, most notably players like Lionel Messi. Well, after watching Tex play multiple games, kind of run out of superlatives for this guy. He's unbelievable. He didn't just squeak past players by a goal or two. You'll have watched the final, you'll have seen the reaction on Twitter, probably adding to it yourself. Everybody here, trust me, was going just as crazy as everyone on Twitter and in the Twitch chat was. Tex just destroyed this entire competition. And of course, it's only the first event of the year. The playoffs are in April. There's 3 more events, I think, before we get to the FIFA E-World Cup final in Paris at the end of the FIFA year, leading up to, of course, the actual real-life World Cup in Russia. But talk about starting in style. Congratulations, Tex. You thoroughly deserve that. GG, my man. We will see you and everyone else that's watching in the next tournament in April. Drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on more FIFA content. Let me know in the comment section what you think of Tex's destructive performance in this competition, and I'll see you next time.